brothers, but not by birth. Family, but not by DNA. Dave and Adam are two of a kind, and they wanna borrow some of your day to talk into your ear holes about midi-chlorians and roller coasters. Those two things are unrelated, but so are they. They're unrelated at birth, like most people who aren't related. Unrelated at birth, but they're brothers in a brotherly way. Now it's time for the phenomenal brother and the golden voice of the South. They're brothers from different mothers, but they're both really proud to be unrelated at birth.
Okay, do I go now, Adam?
This is when you go.
Oh, but
This is the start of the show.
no, wait. I thought you were going to do some little vocal cue thing.
Vocal cue thing. Go.
But no, not from you. From
me.
From the computer.
From the computer. The computer's supposed to talk?
Hello, computer.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave.
Ooh, look at you. See, it works. Are you Hal? Are you I? Speaking of, you know Hal. Mm-hmm. The initials, you know what that is, right?
I don't.
If you go one letter off of Hal, H down to I, H or A down to B, and L down to M, IBM.
Wow, look at that.
See, there's
There's trivia, everybody. You have already learned something, and that's our show?
That's our show. We're done.
We're good.
Okay.
It's not.
No, but we have to introduce yourselves.
Yeah.
Golden Voice of the South.
That's you.
The Human Jukebox.
Yeah.
All the way from the House of Mouse?
What? Wait a minute.
I'm not in my podcast studio, as you can hear from the echo.
You're in my house.
No, wait. Hold on. I have to have a computer screen. I can't look at you, and I have to see a computer screen.
You want me to go behind the computer?
No, because that's just a little weird.
Well, I tell you what. Pull up your camera on your phone.
Okay.
And just look at me through the camera on your phone.
Let me see if that works.
How's that?
No, that breaks my camera.
Dang it. Well, you got 3 of them. You have 2 left.
Look, okay, don't.
He has the brand new iPhone 11 Pro, and
no, it's not an 11 Pro. It's just the iPhone Pro.
Just the iPhone Pro.
The iPhone Pro Max.
Pro Max, named after your dog?
No, named after it's a big A phone.
Oh, got it. Okay. And everybody yesterday was like, "Oh my gosh, how do you love the new phone?"
I know. See,
it's fantastic.
Hey, when you're as good as I am, people are jealous.
Aren't you that guy from the top of the state? That's what they kept saying.
Yeah, aren't you the golden voice of the South?
They did.
You haven't introduced yourself.
Oh, well, I'm the phenomenal brother, Adam Russell. That's me.
All the way from
the House of Mouse, in my house,
in your house,
in our
right.
house. So there you go.
Well, you say "are" because who else is on the show trying not to laugh right now?
You want to introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. I'm Blair. I'm
no
Adam's,
nickname.
No nickname. I know.
Adam's better half. How's that?
I'm not a usual on the show. Yes, I'm Adam's better half.
Okay, so we've had my wife on the show, and my wife likes to make fun of me. Do you think Blair's going to make fun of you on the show?
If she doesn't, I'd be disappointed.
I don't think she will.
We'll see.
We'll
get her comfortable enough.
Yeah.
Maybe you take a shot at it.
If you watch the live feed, which not a lot of you did, I'm seeing the.
Are you audience shaming?
I might be a little bit.
Wow.
Not a lot of you did, but if you watched our live feeds on Facebook last night, you would have seen Blair and heard Blair say, "You know what? I don't scream in haunted houses." Bull crap. Bull crap.
Bull hockey. Yeah, she does.
I might have screamed a few times.
The back of my shirt's a little worse for the wear.
Yeah, it is.
From all the gripping and grasping.
Yeah. It was.
I was a little proud of you, though. You went first in Ghostbusters.
I did. I was so proud of myself.
At least she did in one. Come on. That's a big step.
I wanted her to
go. We started the night.
I wanted her to go first in Graveyard Games.
No,
that's never going to happen. and as we have this conversation, everyone will know.
You'll know why. Hey, by the way, I have my podcast juice. Even though we're doing like a 15-minute excerpt of the show, I have to have my podcast juice.
Always.
We don't have a magical candle company.
We don't. The smell of the week is just my house.
Grisham.
Yes.
No, you can't smell Grisham. Can you smell Grisham when you come in the door?
Not when you come in the door, but he's right next to you.
Do you stink Grisham? Everybody hears jingle? Yeah, that's Grisham.
It's not Max this week.
No. So go ahead.
Anyway, we are here. Last night we did Adam and I's first walk through Halloween Horror Nights and Blair's only walk through Halloween Horror Nights.
Well, my third.
Shut up.
Yeah.
It's your first time to do all 10 houses.
Yes, that's right.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to quickly. We have to do quickly because
are we going to do a bracket where we pick?
No,
dang it.
We have to do it quickly because we've got other things to do this evening. Mainly go back to Halloween Horror Nights and
my feet.
Oh, dude, my feet are killing me.
Yeah.
But we're going to get some Madville.
we're going to do it.
We're going to do it to it. And then tomorrow we're going to go to.
Well, today's not just Halloween Horror Nights though.
No.
We're going to stay at Aventura.
Yeah.
So we'll see what that place is like. And then what else are we doing, Dave?
Then we're going to be we're going to hang out with Josh Rippey, the WDW couple. I don't know if we could fully tell what else we're going to do yet.
No, I think it should be a surprise.
It should be a surprise. We'll put it on our Facebook and our socials and all that when it gets to be known. But it's coming from their channel, so I don't think it's right that we be the first to release it. So
very professional of you.
I mean,
I'm proud.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm not all, gung ho. And
No.
I do have some tact about me.
Some.
Yeah, some.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm looking behind Blair. Is that your supply of hurricane water?
That's the leftover Dorian water, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 1.5 cases, about 14 bottles of Gatorade, 3 liters of water, just in case.
Just in case?
Just in case.
Well,
because if you lose water, you got to be able to.
I saw Checkers, and it looked like it had some.
No, that's probably just somebody hit it.
We are.
Well, what did we say? That's just Checkers being Checkers.
That's just Checkers being Checkers. All right. Well, this is going to go on a tangent if we don't do this quick. So, Adam said, "All right."
Wait, real quick, just to set
the
scene.
Tangent time.
Just to set the scene. What is above the water deck on the table?
That is Harry Potter. That's Hogwarts.
That's the big Lego kit of Hogwarts. Who put that together?
Me.
Yeah.
Hey,
all by yourself.
And guess what, Adam?
What
did we not do last night?
Harry Potter. We had all the best intentions, but to hit 10 houses, it takes a lot of time.
Well, honestly, we were done by 11:45.
Yeah.
But by the time we got done, Harry Potter said delayed.
Yeah. Because there was only an hour. We thought it went until 2, but it only went till 1.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry, Blair.
So disappointing.
All right, well, let's get to it. Blair,
Yes.
since you are the guest, and this is, you're not normally a horror person.
No.
Horror.
Enunciation.
Horror.
R-R-O-R.
Numismatist. Okay. Anyway, I hadn't said that on the show in a couple weeks.
You just did.
I just did. There you go.
Yeah.
I brought it into a Horror Nights thing. So, all right, Blair.
All right.
Let's get your top 10 list. And you will find some things out about Blair when you hear this top 10 list.
Yes. I'm not a big fan of super scary things. So here's my list. Okay. So Universal Monsters is my top house.
Which was scary.
It was awesome, though. It was scary, but it was just the set and the, I don't know.
But let me ask about this.
Good.
Was the singing in the labyrinth the thing that soothed you?
Not so much. No, sorry.
I was actually, you talk about like restraint. Mm-hmm. You could have been like very bombastic.
You actually did really well. Yeah.
He did sing, everybody, when we entered the labyrinth for Phantom on Universal Monsters, but it was just a.
But then I looked at the Phantom. I mean, he got right in my face and said, "You've got a beautiful voice." And he went back around the corner.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. So Universal Monsters.
Yeah, that's my top. Ghostbusters is my number 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome.
Here. It was good.
Yep.
But I don't like the order. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Me and Adam watched Ghostbusters a couple of days before we went.
I told you, if you watch it and get refreshed.
Yes, and it was really good. It was right with the movie. My next one is Us.
Which we haven't. None of us have seen. None of us.
None of us have seen
I've
Us.
seen the movie.
Yes. Stranger Things. And then Killer Clowns, because it was just fun. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 5, right?
Yep.
That is 5.
And
yes.
all of your top 5 are IPs.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I know what to expect with IPs.
Yep.
But did you with Us?
No, but I think it helped. Okay, when we were in line for Stranger Things, which was the first house that we did, we saw the actors go into Us. And so I knew what they looked like. I knew what to expect. So
Mr. Spoiler over here rolling his eyes.
Okay.
Mr. Spoiler. I saw all the houses with the lights on by Tim Tracker. You gonna roll your eyes at her for that, really?
Maybe.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, next one is Yeti Terror of the Yukon.
Yes.
It was good. Depths of Fear was next. And then House of a Thousand Corpses.
Well, that's an IP.
That was an IP.
So that's the only IP towards the bottom, yeah.
Yes, but we did that. That was one of the first ones we did, and I was still kind of skittish.
Novice.
Yeah, novice. And then Graveyard Games, which was terrifying, and Nightingale's Blood Pit, which was terrifying.
The funny thing about
I did not open my eyes on that one.
The very first time I went for opening night, I did Nightingales because it was the first one announced. I was looking forward to it, I think, out of all the originals the most because I'd been anticipating that one the longest. And as soon as I left, I called you on the phone.
You did.
And I said, I cannot wait to take you through that house. It is going to scare you so bad. For that to end up to be on the bottom of your list, it just... That makes my day. I'm sorry, but it makes my day.
So what's funny about that?
I understand.
Is we're walking into the house and there's the dead corpse of a horse,
yeah.
And then there's a gladiator's severed head sitting as you walk into the door.
It's horrible.
And you're walking into these Roman ruins, and it's still outside.
Yeah,
you see the ruins. It looks like an aqueduct or something like that. And Blair's like, "We're not in the house yet, right?" I said, "Adam and I both said no." And as soon as we said no, a nightingale popped out and got you.
Outside.
Yeah, outside.
They say it was hard to get ahead in Rome, but evidently it was easy. So that was Blair's list.
That's my list.
Wish you could see the look of disdain Dave's giving me right now, but hey.
When are we going to start doing a video podcast? We got to start doing a joint video.
We got to figure out a way.
Yeah. We might need to talk to Josh about that tonight.
Maybe that's a good idea. Wow.
There you go. All right, what's your...
You're adding things to our to-do list.
So, okay.
So I want you to do yours.
Okay, so keep in mind, this is our initial top 10 list. Initial. Because we're doing it tonight, and I expect scares to be different, houses to be different.
Yep.
Because we missed some scares, even in Graveyard Games. They happened behind us, or there were...
You're just out of sync.
Yeah, you're
the
just...
very first time I did Ghostbusters was like that. I missed half the stuff and had to turn around.
Yeah. Well, so funny thing, with Ghostbusters, we did it twice. You know, we weren't going to do it twice. We were just going to do it once, but as we were leaving the park, it was like a 10-minute wait. We're like, we've got to. Mm-hmm. We knew when Slimer was going to pop out. Like, I would look at the hole and go, Slimer, come here! Adam was fist bumping the guy who was supposed to be Venkman.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
So, with that segue, my first house is Ghostbusters. Yep. I said this to you two leaving the park. I said, we've only done Horror Nights for 2 years now. Mm-hmm. I don't see any other house ever beating Ghostbusters. To me,
it was good. Walking
through that house, I said this to y'all too. I'm 38 years old. I didn't know for 38 years of my life I've been waiting to walk through that that house, that movie set. But for 38 years of my life, I had been waiting to walk through that movie set. And honestly, you feel like you're in the movie set. The only thing that they could have done different is to put it where Stranger Things, Yeti, or Us is at. Yeah. Because I wanted the first thing I get is to walk right at that library.
Yes.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Second to me is Universal Monsters. Mm-hmm. Not just because I get to sing Phantom of the Opera, but it really is. Stop rolling your eyes at me, young man.
I have to.
It really is awesome. I mean, also to beat Adam at his own game was funny too, because we walk into the house and Adam says, "You're going to pee your pants at the end. The Bride of Frankenstein is going to get you." She jumped up at me. I looked at Adam and said, "Really?" Hey.
Well, it was flipped. I think the more effective effect at the end of that house, Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein will switch places. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One will do a scare before the door and one's at the door, spoiler alert. But then they'll go to the other side. When Frankenstein comes out first and you think it's the last one and you're like, oh, it's just a dude who's not even going to do anything, then you come around the corner at the very exit and the Bride of Frankenstein screams in your ear. Mm-hmm. That's a more effective ending to me, and we got it the other way around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was hoping to get both of you with that one because you think you're done with Frankenstein and then she comes out and screams.
Well, it got me because I saw her hand
I have no
first.
doubt about
her
that.
hand popped out, and I was like, okay, got it. And
then she screams.
And then Frankenstein was right there, and I wasn't expecting him to pop out. So.
Yeah. But there were places where you thought that I would jump. And did I ever do a jump scare last night?
I don't know. I wasn't looking at you. You were in the back. I can't see when you're in front of me.
I was buried in him.
Well, that's also...
You could have, and now you're just lying.
No, I mean, there were times, in fact, in Universal Monsters, where the vampirettes, Dracula's chicks, came out and got up in my face, and I said hi and growled at them, and they just got frustrated and went back. Mm-hmm. But anyway, all right. So third for me is Graveyard Games. Mainly because I think I was behind Blair, and just seeing her reaction the whole time was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
You walk into this room and it's just a bunch of little kids' sarcophagus.
Horrible. Yeah. It's horrible.
Yeah, I walked in. It's like, oh, this is horribly terrible.
I was disappointed in Graveyard Games because that was the scene I was looking forward to the most that I had actually told her about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think by telling you about it, you closed your eyes the whole time.
Yep.
You missed the whole thing, and I was like, oh.
Well, and then as soon as we opened the curtains,
Yeah.
I saw it. I went, oh, this is horribly awesome.
You feel it, when you walk in there. Yeah,
And y'all were like, open your eyes, open your eyes. I'm like, oh.
no!
Oh.
And I said at one point, I was like, oh my gosh, did you see that? And you said, yes, I saw it.
Yeah, shut up. So fourth for me is Us. I think just because the house, I also had a cool interaction with another character here. A doppelganger was carrying scissors and raised them up at me. And I said, didn't your mom teach you not to play with scissors?
Mm-hmm.
And then she came at me So I thought that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth for me is Blood Pit. Just, I am a history nerd. And to walk through the Roman era is awesome to me. Next is Yeti. It needs to be a little colder in there. Stranger Things is next. The reason it's so low is because they tried to put too much in this house.
Yeah.
Last year, it was awesome because you get, the first season of Stranger Things is just so groundbreaking.
Yeah.
This year, there's no, I don't know. If they had done just season 2 and then next year done just season 3, I think they did too much with this. Then you get House of a Thousand Corpses, Killer Clowns, and Depths of Fear.
Nice.
That there's not much to say with that. I don't know the Killer Clowns IP, and that's just probably why.
Yeah. Cool.
So
mine and yours, Dave, we were comparing notes. It's not incredibly different.
Mm-hmm.
I think the overall theme is that Blair likes the IP houses. We tend to gravitate towards sentimental IP houses and really good original houses, right? And I think that fits all of our experience. I think some of the differences I had was I ranked Us a little bit higher only because I think of how much Blair enjoyed it. I think that helped me enjoy it a lot more. And because I think everybody went to that house. I remember when they announced it, everybody was disappointed.
Yep.
But you actually go in there and there are scenes where no one's coming at you, like the scene in the kitchen, in that living room area. Nobody's necessarily coming out at you, but there are people tucked around hallways that are standing there performing seems to us what they would have done in the movie, which sets the scene for everything else that comes. But not constant jump scares like a lot of houses, so it's psychological like a Jordan Peele movie usually is. So I rank that one a little bit higher. I have actually Killer Clowns 6, middle of the list.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything about the IP, I agree. But you can tell that was a lot of attention went into that one. I think they were trying to take what was in the scare zone, what I think was a little bit of a letdown, but actually make it something that's a lot more. You felt like you were in the movie on that.
Yeah,
one, a little bit more, even if you don't know what's going on. And I actually have Stranger Things 2 from the bottom, so third from the bottom actually. So
well, you're
7,
one off of mine.
8, yeah. Because with Stranger Things, I agree. There were some things in there that were really cool, like the big monster from season 3. Billy got me one time. The hospital scene was pretty cool. But when you walk in, the way that they did the rift closing from the end of 2,
it's just mannequins.
Some of it was, again, you're walking through a scene, but a major scene like that needs something action happening in it, and it was just kind of like a walkthrough of something you saw on TV. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think maybe they did 1, and then they crammed 2 and 3 together because 4 is eventually going to come out, and maybe they're going to put a lot into 4 if they do it again. I don't know. But I would guess after this year, Stranger Things may not have the longest wait time in the park after this one.
Yeah, I agree.
And I actually have The Depths of Fear, because that was just kind of a campy Creature from the Black Lagoon kind of feel. I enjoyed it.
Liked it.
But in terms of like how much I liked it compared to the other ones, you got to put something at the bottom.
Yeah.
I have House of a Thousand Corpses at the bottom because the Rob Zombie thing just isn't for me. I was creeped out by that.
Yeah.
I felt like you did in like Graveyard Games and stuff like that. That's how I felt in House of a Thousand Corpses. That stuff just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't enjoy that one as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, the story stands pat. We like to be scared. You like to have fun.
Yes.
So,
but here's the thing.
There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody gets something out of it.
You say I like to be scared, but honestly, how much am I really scared?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we had the conversation last night. Walking through the scare zones, the characters run away from me.
You're so tall.
I'm tall.
Well, you're also making eye contact with them. They're not looking for face-to-face interaction. They're either looking, if someone's filming, because we did that a couple times, they will jump up in the camera if you're filming, but they're trying to come up around somebody who's not paying attention.
Oh, yeah.
That's their bread and butter,
Yeah.
So.
I was telling Blair, keep your head on a swivel, but she never did.
I tried.
I tried. Good job on a couple of them, yeah. So what was your favorite? So how about real quick? What was your favorite scare zone?
Scare zone. Oh gosh, let me think. I would say Vanity Ball.
Yeah.
Was one of my favorites. One guy came up to me and had like a bandage on his nose, and he said, my nose is broken. Does it look like it's broken? I'm like, oh, kind of, And he said, do you think my insurance will cover it? And I said, yeah, I think they will. So the interaction is just fun. I like that one. I also liked the zombie.
Yeah.
Well, we went through that one the
there
most.
Was a lot more interaction on opening night because it was also all the media was there. Zombieland, there was a lot more interaction with people.
Yes.
On that one, a lot more characters loaded into the area and stuff like that.
You had a good interaction in Zombieland.
Which one?
Oh, your finger.
Oh my gosh, man! It doesn't hurt today, thankfully. But they have these porta potties, and there's 3 of them. They have holes in the back where this character can jump out, and then the middle one's got this little effect that they pull off. And I went with Blair. I was gonna make her open a door with me, she wouldn't do it. And she said, "You know what? Let's do it. Let's go back." And I reach for the door, and this character slams the door open right into my finger, and like almost cuts a slice off of it with the handle. Had to go to first aid. Oh my gosh!
Drama.
I'm telling you, man.
I was gonna say,
always gonna be something.
Yeah.
Right? Can't have nothing.
Zombieland probably was one of my favorite ones, just because
it was great.
Yeah, these plain clothes, quote unquote, zombies. You don't know that they're zombies until you get right up on them.
Right.
Especially in the dark. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And we walked through it twice filming. And I was trying to get the zombie to come up to us. And
I kept trying to push Blair in front of him.
Yeah. It's like, thanks a lot.
So,
cool.
But yeah, there you go. That's our first night walkthrough. We'll come back and record. I don't know. We might record on Monday after our.
Yeah, I mean, we got Aventura and the WDW couple thing, and we're going back again. So we have a few things to talk.
We might need to talk on. We might need to do it Monday night with after Batuu as well, and just finish up the show.
We're doing Batuu. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. We're going to Disney.
Yeah,
because I won the poll.
Well, you won the poll, and then you kind of were like, well.
I was trying to be nice. Hold on. I wasn't like, well, I was agreeing with your mother. Your mother said.
You hear that, Mama?
Your mother said that this was your birthday weekend, and I should be nice to you.
Into it. That's awesome.
I mean, I wasn't going to get you off the hook. We were going to go to spring.
But the second that they announced that cast member blackouts were lifted, and I could get in. Because you could get in on your AP, but I couldn't go.
Well, no, technically my AP hasn't started yet.
Oh, that's right.
And I was told we have to start them together. So with the man. Well, I was.
No, it's the right thing to do.
Yes.
For sure. So yeah, once they announce that, it's an over.
No, I was told I can't do a droid or a lightsaber this time.
Well, yeah, you have to save that for your
My kids.
You're a good man.
My kids don't need a lightsaber.
Well, then let's go do a lightsaber. You want to spend $200 on a lightsaber?
Do I get an AP discount on that or a cast member discount on that?
No.
So no, we won't do that Monday.
All right, yeah.
Tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway.
All right,
Okay, so we'll come back and finish the episode. I think we're probably at 30 minutes now.
we're at 22 minutes and 53 seconds.
That's a little longer than we wanted to go, but welcome to Unrelated to Birth. All right, guys, we will catch up with y'all when we record again. We'll see y'all in a minute. And we're back!
That was powerful. I like that. That was nice.
I had to use my DJ voice. Well, to you guys, it's only been a couple of seconds. But to us, it's been a whirlwind of 24 hours.
Yes, it has.
6 hours of sleep at most?
At most, yeah, around that.
That's about normal for me, but I don't normally do, what was I at? 15,000 steps?
At least. Which means I was probably 20.
Yeah. I got to look now that I said that. Yesterday, not Monday. We're looking at Sunday. 17,324 steps in a 24-hour period.
And that was the wrap-up of the first night of Halloween Horror Nights, which we just talked.
Right.
And the second full night
of
Halloween Horror Nights.
We didn't stay the full night. We chickened out, but we left about 11 o'clock.
We were tired.
We were dead tired. So let's talk it.
Yep.
Last night we were able to do 4 houses because someone said it wasn't going to be a busy night.
I was wrong. I think all of those people thought it wasn't going to be a busy night too, and they all made it a busy night together.
Right. I will say this. If you haven't seen it on our channel already, go to the WDW Couple YouTube channel. And I hope by the time this goes live on Wednesday, I hope that Josh and Taylor have already published the food blog or the dining review that Adam and I are on. Cowfish with Josh.
But if they haven't, subscribe to their page and then you'll get a notification.
Yeah. There might be another vlog with the two of us going through Halloween Horror Nights with them on it.
Yeah, that's right.
So we were only able to do 4 houses because it was so busy. We did Blood Pit, we did Universal Monsters, we did Graveyard Games, and we did Killer Clowns.
Yep.
Of those 4, did your list change at all?
I don't know if it changed more than it reinforced. I think it made me a little bit more confident in how we had them lined up. Because Universal Monsters is definitely up there.
Okay, yeah, Universal Monsters.
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
Mm-hmm.
I had Blood Pit and Killer Clowns together, but Graveyard Games and Blood Pit were 4 and 5. You could probably interchange those.
Right.
But I would say those are towards the top. Killer Clowns towards my middle. Universal Monsters up at the top. So I think it pretty much just made me feel better about my picks.
Right.
So, what about you?
So I had Killer Clowns at 9.
Yep.
I think we had a better walkthrough last night.
Yep.
I would probably move Killer Clowns up above Yeti.
Yep.
And that puts Killer Clowns at 5 now.
Okay. So about where it is on mine.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I put it at 5. So that puts Ghostbusters, Monsters, Graveyard Games, us, Killer Clowns. No, Blood Pit and Killer Clowns.
Yeah.
Yeti, Stranger Things, House of a Thousand Corpses, and Depths of Fear.
Mm-hmm.
I still say Depths of Fear is last because I said this last week on the show. Yeah, on the last show. Depths of Fear looks like the monsters in the anglerfish.
Yeah. The antagonist doesn't really make you feel fear. Yeah.
And Josh brought up a good point on walking through the lines that you and I didn't even notice. That in Depths of Fear, there's a dog cut in half.
I missed that.
I missed it too.
I missed it. Yeah.
But apparently a door shut and snapped a dog in half.
Yeah.
And PETA and I don't know if it's PETA, but just people are up in arms and activists. The whole night is about people getting brutally murdered.
Yeah.
And you are complaining about a dog. I mean, you walk into Blood Pit and there's a horse.
Yeah.
I mean, not to beat a dead horse or anything. But, yeah.
It's just funny. It's just not funny, but it seems like a stretch to find controversy of that sort in an event like Halloween Horror Nights. But
yeah, I agree.
I think it was good to do it again together and do a few more like that. But it was also good to walk with Josh and just get a completely different perspective that we didn't have before.
Right.
I mean, I know they've got some Halloween videos and some stuff like that. I think they've got a Halloween Horror Nights one that's out there too. But just to talk it through while you're standing in the queue and get that other thought process, it was really neat. I think I don't think I would change anything about anything we said about the scare zone.
No.
I mean, they still. I don't know. The first night I went, the Zombieland one was really dense. Like it felt like there were zombies everywhere. The actors who were playing the non-zombies were interactive with everybody. But I think it might have been because it was media day. Because every time I walked through there, it just felt sparse.
Yeah, I didn't see many zombies at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't either.
And I don't remember if I said this on the first half, but I almost felt like characters ran away from me.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
I don't know why.
Well, they're not coming after you. You're making eye contact.
No.
They want the reaction.
Yeah. Well, speaking of reaction.
Yeah.
So Graveyard Games.
Mm-hmm.
What? There was something I said to one of the characters, and
it was the one like there's these Joker faced looking guys that are looking through a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
And you got almost in their face and said hello or something like that. And they do a jump around the corner right after that. And you guys, he was as tall as you are. And you guys were like eye to eye for a second.
Yeah.
Right when that strobe went off, your faces were like right up against each other. It was pretty cool.
And he screamed right in the face too. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think if you want a good walkthrough, if you can handle it, I know there are people that have jump scare reactions and they scream and whatever. But if you want a good walkthrough, I recommend walking through and acting like, quote unquote, you don't care, and then getting into the characters' faces and trying to make them break, because that kind of makes them want to scare you more.
Yeah. And even if you give them the bubble of space, just not reacting the way they want you to react.
Yeah.
You know, that's your MO in a scare house.
or
And
a
the
haunted
scare-
house.
and the scare
The scare
zones.
zone is just don't give them what they want.
Yeah. There was one in Vanity Ball 2 nights ago when Blair was walking through. The person that had the whole face wrapped, they got up in my face, and I got right back at him and started scaring them. Not scaring them, staring at them and giving the doe eye look. And they kind of looked at me for a second, and then just rolled off and ran away. I don't know. I'm not the one that they're looking for. I guess I'm not the droid they're looking for.
That's right.
So
You're not a teenage girl who's afraid of people with chainsaws.
oh my gosh. Find me a person who is scared in the roaming chainsaw horde, and I will laugh at them.
I just think it's again, they're trying to come up behind you, speed up, and then they want to get the corner on you.
Right.
Or jump out from behind something. That's what they're shooting for with that. I mean, I don't think any of the scare zones instill fear in you as you walk through them, but it's more along the lines of you got to take the right angle and have your head on a swivel, or they will at one point come out at you around the corner, or at least catch up to you and that kind of stuff.
I always had my head on a swivel, and that's the piece of advice I can get anybody who's a first timer at Halloween Horror Nights. Keep your head on a swivel, because if you don't, you will scream and be like the lady that was at Graveyard Games in front of us last night.
Oh my god, she just kept stopping.
Yeah,
like she would scream and just like stop, and it's like, no, keep going.
Yeah,
don't stop.
Oh my gosh, that when she was in the room with all the little creepy kids, I thought she was going to die.
Oh yeah,
seriously thought she was going to die.
Yeah, we did completely stop in that room for 5 or 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Way too long.
To be in a room. Get me out of there.
Exactly.
Anyway, so after Halloween Horror Nights, I'll let you talk what we did about the Aventura, because that's you are Universal hotel guy. You like to stay at all those hotels. So talk to Aventura.
Yeah, Aventura was pretty good. It looks huge from the outside, but the campus doesn't seem as big as like a Cabana Bay. Cabana Bay is just massive, but the appointments were nice. The team members were nice. Everything's, there was Starbucks in the lobby and a food area that we really didn't get to see because we weren't there very long. But I think the coolest thing about that is at that price point for Aventura, which is probably equivalent to an All-Star, there's an iPad that controls the room. And when it works for things like YouTube or the TV controls, it seemed a couple of times it got spotty, but there's an iPad that controls the lights and the thermostat. And I actually requested soap in the middle of the night just to see what would happen when I was up awake before I fell asleep, because they have butler robots in the lobby.
Yeah, I posted that on the Instagram.
I wanted to see if one of them would deliver the soap, and it was just a dude that delivered it. But you can request that from the iPad. You can set an alarm from the iPad, and it just kind of becomes the hub for the whole room. The other thing I would say good on Universal in the rooms were the amount of USB ports and plugs and the accessibility of them. None of them were behind anything. They were all up, like on the desk or up on the nightstand. So I thought that was pretty cool too. I was surprised though. The rooftop area has half observation.
The roof. Okay.
The human jukebox. There you go. Half of it is an observation area, and the other half's like a bar. And the express elevator is supposed to unlock at 4. And so we had a nice little adventure where I kept forgetting stuff in the room, and then when we finally got all the stuff out of the room, we tried to go up to 17, which is 17th floor is where the bar and bistro is, and the elevator had the button, but we kept pushing it and nothing was happening. And so that was a little bit of an adventure. I finally got to go up there. You went back to the room, and then I finally got to go up there, and you can see Contemporary, the Castle, Space Mountain, Epcot, all of Universal, all the way to downtown. It was a really neat vantage point that I don't think you can get at another Orlando hotel. Probably I'd compare it a lot to the top of Destino. Okay. When you're up there at their restaurant and at their lounge, the type of views you get. But I think there's something about it being open air, especially as nice as the weather was last night. Yeah, it was really cool to go up there and see that. I mean, overall, Aventura, I mean, if you're going to Universal and you're either at a convention or you're with a spouse or significant other or just with adults, I think Aventura is going to be a good one. But if you're going with kids or a group of young people, Cabana Bay is probably still your best bet for all of the Universal hotels at the price point with what they got, because they've got the lazy river and the bowling and the arcade and all that kind of stuff. So Aventura was solid. I'd give it probably a 7 or 8 out of 10.
Really?
but only I'd give it more than that if it seemed a little more kid friendly. I would go 9 or 10 out of 10. But I don't think it's not meant for. I don't think it's tailored towards children. But
the one thing that I will say, and you and I had this conversation yesterday, I don't think that Universal tries to keep people in the bubble. You know, where Disney keeps people in the Disney bubble, Universal knows that you're not going to take a whole week vacation and go to Universal.
Yeah.
So that's why they give you the cheap hotels, but then know, hey, you're going to go to SeaWorld. You're going to go. They know you're going to go to Disney, but they don't want you to.
Yes.
So I think that would I ever stay at a Universal hotel over a Disney hotel? Probably not. But if I was coming down here and Hotel Russell wasn't open, I would probably, stay at one of those just because it is a good, clean hotel.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good option for people whose kids are at an age where they're too cool for Disney. Maybe you take a Universal trip. I think a lot of it is people who stay there, because there's a lot of folks that stay all up and down I. So folks from out of town who aren't strict Disney files, I think they get a lot of use out of it. But I think it's also locals like us.
Disney file?
Mm-hmm. Folks who love Disney that much. It's a thing.
You put us in a category like pedophile? The only word I know file is pedophile.
Francophile? I mean, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, some of them are negative connotations.
Well, this one's not. So
okay.
But anyway, if you're a huge Disney fan, is that better?
That works.
If you're a purveyor of the things Disney. Numismatism.
What about Disneytism?
No.
No, it doesn't work.
No. But I think for locals, you go to Disney a lot. This is a nice option that doesn't break the bank at the same time. And I think, to your point, that's really what they're aiming for. And I think that's one reason why I would go Cabana Bay over Aventura is same price point.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get an iPad in your room, but at the same time, you get a lazy river, two huge pools, and a big water slide, all the other stuff that comes with it. The one thing I will say about Universal hotels, the big plus for me is the Starbucks in the lobby.
You mean you don't like Joffrey's?
I do not like Joffrey's coffee. I'm sorry, but hey, to each their own.
Joffrey's tastes like ground up dirt.
I tend to be more of a coffee snob, but I think that it points to exactly what you're saying, Dave. Is if I'm taking the bus and going to, City Walk, I can go to the Starbucks there.
Mm-hmm.
But if I put a Starbucks in the lobby, I've gotten one last purchase out of you before you get in your car.
Right.
And go somewhere else. Now you're not stopping at a Starbucks somewhere else. You're stopping at Universal Starbucks. They're getting the money. And I think that lends itself also to people going off-site.
Yeah,
like you're saying.
Exactly. They're looking for the off-site thing now.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of off-site.
Yes.
We left Universal at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:45 in the morning, to go to your place of work.
We did.
And we got to do a thing that not many people have gotten to do. In fact, we got to do the first thing in the morning for cast member preview. Yep. So we got to ride Skyliner. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, I was excited, but to me it was just transportation. It's not cool, you get to ride Sky Buckets. It's not like going over Magic Kingdom like they did in the 80s.
Yeah.
But I was thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, I was too.
The ride is smooth. It's quick. It's actually cool in the Skyliners.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see reports come back from what it's like at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
But the motion, it's moving faster than it looks like it's really moving.
Yeah, it is.
And I think the motion of the air makes a really big difference. And when all those vents are open, there's a pretty good flow that goes through there enough to at least make it where it doesn't get stuck.
And I'll say, too, I tried to rock the boat. And I'm a big guy, as you'll see in some videos we're hoping to post soon. I'm a big guy, but, I'm not big.
You're tall.
I'm tall. But I tried to rock the boat. And it took a lot for me to get it swaying.
Yeah. And even then it didn't sway.
Right.
Hardly any.
And I was shocked with how much you don't see behind stage.
Mm-hmm.
That was one thing. I was making comments at Horror Nights. It's like, oh, Disney would never do this. You get to see so much backstage. And Adam said, Dave, what are we riding tomorrow? I said, okay. And what
Yeah, the only area you really see is where they're building the Ratatouille ride.
And it looks like the Beauty and the Beast sing along or something behind
something
France.
back there. But you can also tell at the same time that around the edges of the building, they're building up a berm and they're planting. You can see where they're going to plant flowers and stuff like that. So
it feels like they're going to wrap a little bit of on stage, backstage around that, since it will be in constant view. So I have no doubt they'll do a great job with it. But I thought for sure that from the main drag, especially that runs over by Buena Vista Drive, that you'd be able to see just like everything backstage at Epcot. We even noticed how it felt like the height of the poles mirrored the height of the trees for the sight line.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
Oh,
but,
come on.
I mean,
It was on purpose.
I assume it had to be.
Yeah.
But it worked out really well. I was thoroughly impressed with the whole thing. I think my favorite part, and we got some video of it that'll hopefully be on a YouTube video, is when you're going between the transfer station at Caribbean and Pop. You actually go over some wetlands and you go over Hourglass Lake. But when you are doing all of that, it's almost like parasailing. It's quiet, you know, and you could hear crickets and birds. And
we stopped for a second and thought, okay, this has got to be piped in.
It's piped in, and I honestly still don't think it was.
I don't think it was either, because they made announcements over the crickets, and it didn't stop or
change or anything like
that.
Right. But I think going over the water was my favorite part, and I wonder how many people will ride that section just to have that kind of experience. It was really neat.
I would strongly recommend if you're not staying at Pop or Art, you have no reason to do that leg. But I would recommend doing that leg, because honestly, I'm staying at Art in November. I might walk out there and say, hey, Amanda, girls, I'll see you in a minute. I'm just going to take a quick ride. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a good way to wake yourself up, do your Bible time, do your devotion. If you meditate, do some meditating in that, because it's a beautiful...
It really is. It's almost an attraction unto itself. It feels more like an attraction than Disneyland monorail does, and that's considered an attraction.
It feels more than an attraction than a travel.
Yeah.
And transportation, I guess is what you call it.
Yeah, it was neat.
Yeah, that was neat.
Thoroughly.
And then we went into Hollywood Studios and the main attraction.
That's right.
I didn't cry.
No, you didn't cry, but I got a shot of the look on your face.
Yeah.
It was good.
Okay.
Now, I think, tell us about it. What did you do? So what did we do?
We went into Batuu.
Batuu.
What did we do? We went to Batuu.
It was bright suns in Batuu.
Yeah, so that's one weird thing. We met up with Ryan Street of I Am Geek, and he was telling us, if you ask for the restroom, they look at you weird. What is it? The
refresher.
The refresher.
Yep.
So you need to look up before you go to Galaxy's Edge. You need to look up this language. You know, what was it? Bright suns is hello.
Bright suns is good morning, like during the daytime. Rising moons is at night, and goodbye and thank you, all that kind of stuff. When you're leaving, is still despair. And that they'll say certain things too. Like there's some small catchphrases like well negotiated or well haggled or something like that. Is like when you're done with a transaction, and it's not a card and a receipt. It's a
credits
data. It's your credits and a cargo slip.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Like your phone's not a phone; it's a data pad. And
there's
all of those little nuances like that that they have kept up pretty well with.
They have.
They've done a really good job.
They have. So we got to see Chewie and Rey working on an X-wing. Mm-hmm. Didn't get to see Kylo.
No.
Got to do Smuggler's Run, which I got two things for. Great ride. I loved it.
Yeah.
The theming, everything. We've heard from people do single rider because you get on fast. And we did get on very fast.
Yep.
Had to be an engineer. Sorry, Adam. Engineers were very boring on this ride.
I disagree.
Well,
Please,
okay.
Go ahead. We'll share competing opinions.
It's fun. But then also, I felt so powerless because I'm up there with two kids who's the pilot crashing into everything. I'm like, pull up on the freaking joystick!
But the beauty of it is, and I have to say, between riding it for some of the soft open stuff, riding it during cast previews, and now, they have actually changed it to where in the engineer seat, the button combinations seem a little more difficult.
They weren't.
Well, I mean, they're spaced out. It's not like all in a row or something like that. Because sometimes they pop up all in a row, and sometimes it's the switches and the buttons. But what they do now, I think that will help that feeling. And a lot of people may not get it because they didn't see it. But it used to just be, here's your score. Now it's, here's your score and a rank, and it shows you what percentage of your total possible score you got.
Right.
And so even though you're just an engineer and you're not firing the cannons or piloting the ship, you still have a score and a rank that you're trying to beat from the last time, you know?
Yeah.
So that they've thrown a lot of those little things in there. The way that they do the cut and show how well you've done have been tweaked. And it's just neat to see those little tweaks they're doing to try to make it a little more enjoyable. I like the engineer position because it's a little bit different. The pressure of pushing the buttons quickly,
Right.
You know, but at the same time, having been both sides of the pilot, I mean, that's obviously the most.
That's the way to go. Right, that or the gunner. So I'll say this: the other complaint I have, and I'm not going to call it a complaint. The other thought I have,
Okay.
as an engineer, you're focused on looking at the buttons, going, "All right, when's the next one going to light up? I need to hit my 100%. When's the next one going to light up?" I'm missing the stuff happening on the screen.
Yeah.
And I feel like I want to watch the ride and not focus on my score.
We could be like the lady that rode with us. She was or us being the people.
Yeah.
She was in the gunner seat and didn't push a button the whole time.
Are you serious?
But she was shouting instructions to the pilots at the same time. So it was funny. But
yeah, well,
I do one thing, and I hope that you get a chance to do it when you come back, if the wait time's short enough. But
15,
Aiden was
15
left.
minutes.
But
Or 15 days, I mean.
That's right, yeah. Aiden was left and I was right. And working, it literally does, you have to work together.
Right.
Because you can get up to 2 containers in this mission of coaxium.
Mm-hmm.
And
is that the only mission right now?
It's the only one, yeah. But you can get up to 2 containers, and we've done that before.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody has to do their job exactly right. And so on my flight, we got the first one because the first one's there.
Right.
And then the second one, we had the harpoons. We were right behind it. But when one gunner's not shooting,
yeah, you're not going
to get it. You know, so it's one of those things where there is a high score. There's a competitive element. But you get Granny in there.
Right.
And now all of a sudden,
the
score's not as high as it could be.
I'm going to have Ellie. And of course, they're going to give Ellie a pilot. And,
Yeah.
And I'm, let's give the dad the other pilot. I'm like, all right, Ellie, hold up, let's go. I'm going to hold both of them down.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Be moving.
Good luck with that. Well, you have long arms.
Yeah.
But if she does, let her be the up down. No, the left right.
Go up, down,
left right.
Up, down, up.
There's the human jukebox. But the left right isn't inverted, but the up down is normal. We're pulled back to go up, and so she might have a little more trouble with that. Than the left right. But yeah.
All right. So then we did alien saucer swirl. I want to call it something else. Or alien swirling saucers. Okay.
Yeah.
It's anyway, do the acronym. Indian Springs, Indian Shores.
See, now I got. This is making work for me now. I have to insert a noise now.
What, for Indian Shores? In the Tampa area?
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly where.
Anyway, but it's the. Yeah, this is the.
That was good. It's
the Navi River of.
It's the same ride system as the tractor ride in Cars Land out in California.
Yeah,
and it's cute for kids.
Yeah.
I do like how you can. It feels like at least if you lean at the right time, you can have control. Otherwise, it just kind of pulls you along.
Did it?
Yeah. But I get a kick out of it. But it's not. I mean, it's definitely not Tower of Terror or Smuggler's Run. But
no, it's not.
And then what did we do?
Then we did the Andretti Racing experience, and dadgummit, you beat me again at racing.
You started in front of me too.
For 7 laps.
6 3/4 laps.
6 3/4 laps. I had a lead on you. I even did a genius Dale Earnhardt Sr. move on you in a hairpin curve.
Yep.
And got you stuck.
Yep.
I made the rookie mistake of stopping.
Yeah.
And thinking, okay, I'm going to make this an even race.
Yeah. We'll see. So the lap 3, it's a multi-level. It's really cool. They go super fast, and it's multi-level. They put you in the helmet.
Oh, you had to wear a helmet sock
with the harness and everything.
We had to wear a helmet sock. Yeah.
And I mean, you're going pretty good, and it's multi-level. And on the 3rd lap, coming into a hairpin turn, I tried to cut to the inside, and Dave basically shut the door on me, and I ended up with my back wheel up against the wall so that it wouldn't turn. So Dave takes off, and you slowed down.
Well, because I thought
you wanted it to be interesting.
I thought
right?
I wanted it to be interesting, and I also wanted it to be like I was half expecting them to black flag me.
Yeah.
For rubbing into you.
Yeah.
But I think that they understood.
No, we're racing.
That
we're not being aggressive or
right
amateurish or immature about it.
Right.
But ended up catching back up that same turn.
You slid out a little too wide, and I
So-
was able to fit right in there.
Yep.
And it's literally the next to last turn before the finish line.
So my problem with racing is when I try to break into a turn, I go way too fast into a turn,
Yep.
and I let the momentum of my car kind of fishtail through the turn. So I'm basically doing a power steering move. Like what's the word?
Drift. You're
Drifting.
trying to
Yeah.
drift,
I'm basically drifting.
And on the first one, you drifted in the middle of the lane, and that's why you shut the door on me.
Yeah,
This one, you drifted a little too far out.
Right.
And it's funny because you gave me just enough space, and I think we both almost stopped right next to each other. But I had the momentum.
Yeah.
And so I ended up making it. That was a heck of a lot of fun, man.
It was. I would.
It's $20,
$24.
after
Yeah,
tax
$24
for
yeah.
like 8 minutes of racing. We ended up doing 7 laps because I got stuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd highly recommend it. It's just a fun little thing you do for half an hour. You know, it's about the same price and the same time commitment as an escape game.
Yeah.
And I think it's much more of an adrenaline rush.
It is
than an escape.
It
game.
is a huge adrenaline
Yeah.
adrenaline
And I
rush.
don't think it's something you can explain until you do it.
Right, because you're sitting here thinking, "Oh, it's go-kart racing.
No,
you
man.
could do go-kart racing."
And I was worried when we first started because they were going so slow. But it turns out they were telling us in the pre-race briefing that they have a computer that they can punch in your number, and if you're being way too aggressive and never using your brakes, they can throttle you down. But that if you are being not aggressive enough, they can actually push you along a little bit so you don't hold anybody up behind you. So I mean, I think what happens is they let you get kind of used to it, and then once you get up that first hill, it's like all of a sudden they push the button and off you go.
Yeah.
And it is something.
It
really is.
It's awesome. I would strongly recommend anybody coming down to Orlando, if you have your own car, if you can get out there, the Andretti Racing experience.
I would say take an Uber if you have to.
It's awesome. It's worth everything
super
to
cool.
get there.
Yep.
I would recommend doing it in a heartbeat.
Yep.
So, that's my trip. I mean,
man.
I'm still on it, but I fly out tomorrow. So, I'm
You got to go home to rest.
I got to go home to work.
To rest at work.
I'm excited to get back to see my family, but my family's not there.
Yeah.
I mean, Amanda and Harper are on the other side of the country. I mean, we're 4 time zones away from her now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in California right now. Ellie's going to be there, and I'll be able to get Max.
There you go.
Yeah, it's going to be
somebody.
I'll have somebody.
Yeah.
Although, kind of wouldn't mind sleeping.
I hear you, man.
All right, man. Well, first off, we said this on the episode that we're going to be on with the WDW couple. Huge thanks to Josh and Taylor.
Yeah, can't say it enough.
I can't say it enough. Taylor's their social media guru, so she retweets and tweets at us and all that stuff. But huge thanks to Josh for letting us hang out with him and coming and hanging out with 2 crazy guys.
Two crazy guys.
They're 2 wild and crazy guys. But just thanks to them coming out. And if you are on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, the WDW couple, go on YouTube, give them a like, give them a subscribe.
Hit that notification button.
Hit that notification bell. Even if you don't hit the notification bell, give them a subscribe because their content is worth it. They're a good family-friendly,
It's true.
Orlando-based vlog.
And I know you'll wrap up to our socials, but before you do that, just the dining reviews alone, and that's not a selfish plug, but
For
sometimes
anybody.
it's tough to get just a good assessment of different restaurants around property. And I think that is something I would highly recommend them for. I mean, the theme park videos are great. Don't get me wrong. But if you're a foodie, I would go with them because it's not just a review of the menu. It's how did things taste and how was the experience and was the butter cold and all those important things like that. So
and true too, they give you honest opinions. I mean, I've seen Josh say, it's not great.
Yeah.
But they do it in a positive spin.
Yeah, they don't lampoon it or
make
it sound like you shouldn't go there.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know we're almost fanboying over them, but I think it's just because they're that good of
We're appreciative.
We're appreciative of what they do for a space because in the space where people can get very pro Disney or pro Universal or negative toward fanboy towards Disney or Universal, I think that they go in and give you a good thought and a good good whatever opinion.
A good whatever.
Good whatever. But anyway, Adam, if they want to give their opinion of Halloween Horror Nights or of Batuu or anything like that, how do they get a hold of our show?
650 UAB show. Dial that phone number, and you'll hear a brief message and a beep, just like that. Leave your message about anything you want to talk about, any questions you have for us. Anything goes on that line, and then we'll drop
Anything goes.
There it is. That's 3 times. You're 3 for 3.
When everything's gone.
Hey, if the laptop dies while you're singing, we'll just truncate like we did last week.
You ain't around to give a dang.
So
whether I do right or wrong.
Mute. 650 UAB.
So bring it on.
650 UAB. We're so close. 650 UAB show.
Call the birth line.
Give us a call, guys. Come on.
It's the birth line.
The birth line, and we'll play it. We'll interact. We'll react, and give us a shout, guys. How do they hit us up on the socials? Then?
Hit us up on the socials. I am at DAdams419. He is at Runtide Run. That is both on Twitter and on Instagram for us. For the show, we are at Not Related Bros for Twitter and Instagram, which we have done a lot of this weekend. Instagram is Unrelated at Birth. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this run through of my weekend down here with the Russell fam.
Whirlwind
with wheat thins and cool whip. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this whirlwind of a weekend. I am the phenomenal. No, he is the phenomenal
That's
brother.
right, yes.
Adam Russell. I am the golden voice of the South, the human jukebox, Dave Adams, and we are Unrelated at Birth. I hope you enjoyed the show. And if you did not enjoy the show, my name is Brian Key, and this is the Field of View podcast. See you guys later.